Good morning.
Facebook, you can launch.
Yes.
That will take some time, you know?
Yeah.
Good morning, Dr. Arun Rai. Morning. Mute ठीक है भाई.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are most welcome to join our program in Facebook and then both in Zoom. Good morning, Dr. Atul Latkar, sir. Good morning. आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है, म्यूट है, आवाज नहीं आ रहा है. गुड मॉर्निंग डॉक्टर अरुण राय. अभी म्यूट है, अनम्यूट कर दीजिए डॉक्टर अतुल जी. आपका अनम्यूट है, अनम्यूट करना है. डॉक्टर अतुल आपका म्यूट है. डॉक्टर अरुण राय.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಖ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಮುಖ ready ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Getting ready.
Getting ready, no problem.
Okay.
He is live already in Facebook.
Oh.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಖ ತೋರಿಸಲು ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ. ಜನ ನೋಡ್ಲಿ. अतुल जी आपका म्यूट है. नमस्कार. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬೆಳಕು ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಮುಖಕ್ಕೆ
ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಹೌದು.
ಬೆಳಕು ಕಡೆ ತಿರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಮುಖಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಳಕು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದೆ, ಲೈಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು.
Is it okay now?
Oh, that's okay now. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹತ್ರ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡುವ.
Thank you.
मॉर्निंग अतुल जी.
गुड मॉर्निंग.
हाँ, अभी आवाज आ रहा है, अभी आपका चेहरा दिखाना है. You must be knowing Dr. Arun Rai. He's also joined. He is the founder of.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning.
So we are ready.
हाँ, we are ready. देखिए 4 दिख रहा है, अभी ठीक हो गया. Live, we are live on Facebook already. We will start sharp at 10:30.
Exactly.
हम थोड़ा मिलिट्री वाला है.
Exactly.
think I'm just calling Manjunath. If he joins, it'll be pretty good.
ఫుట్ బదులు కూడా हॉटमेलला पाठवतो ईमेल त्याच्यात सेंट मेल मध्ये कुठे येईल ना का नाही
Participants, we have another 5 minutes to start the programs of the proceeding. Because today we have a packed schedule. That's why I have to be a little strict on the timings. I would request everybody to join very quickly. We are already on live in Facebook. So I would request everybody to be, sharp 10:30. We will start the program. Dr. Atul, we lost you. डॉक्टर अतुल जी, आपका ऑडियो वीडियो नहीं दिख रहे। ಹೇಳಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ನಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸುದು जगह बदला तो अतुल अपनी जगह बदला कम हो रहा है
ओके थोड़ा लाइट कम आ रहा है
कोई बात नहीं अभी नेटवर्क ठीक कर दीजिए बिकॉज समय कम है अनदर 3 मिनट में वी आर लॉन्चिंग
बिल्कुल आई एम टोटली रेडी
नो प्रॉब्लम आपका स्क्रीन में रेडी कर दीजिए शार्प 10:30 ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಆರಾಮ ಉಂಟಾ ನೀವು ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು
Aram, everything is fine.
Dr. Atul, you must be knowing our Dr. Arun Rai, right?
Yeah, I know him. I know him.
Hello, doctor.
Hi.
Both are ustads. Another 2 minutes to go. We will start.
Yeah, okay.
Start at 10:30.
So 20 participants right now.
Right now 20, but
it's on Facebook Live, no?
Facebook Live that will be more. इधर 125 तक आएगा, but वो आदत हो गया ना 10:40 को शुरू करने का. अभी बारिश है ऐसा करके मतलब लेट आ रहा है, इसलिए मैं 10 मिनट ओपनिंग रिमार्क में कर देंगे. By the time there will be 125.
Which problem is that's Indian standard time.
Yeah, we want to maintain timings so that that will be good. Not an issue. We will start exactly at 10:30. अभी शुरू करिए भाषा. 10:30 now sharp.
Good morning, all participants. And
Good morning.
Panelists, today's panelists. Today is an exclusive day for Entrepreneurship Awareness Week. We have kept the 6 entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, to give their experience in this program. So for this program, I invite all the participants and panelists. Firstly, I will request Dr. P.S. Mr. To give opening remarks. We'll start today's session.
Thank you, Basha ji. It's a real proud moment for our institution, CPDO&TI. Myself, Dr. Mahesh, Joint Commissioner, Government of India and Director. And I would like to announce this day as really a heartening day, that Entrepreneurs Day. So we have made arrangements to invite the great personalities across India. So today you will see now Dr. Atul Latkar will be speaking from Maharashtra, Dr. Arun Rai from Mangalore, Dr. Varun is driving and he will be joining later from Hyderabad, and Mr. Manjunath who is joining from Trichy, and Dr. Nallappa is our all good friend, he is also joining from Bangalore. So these are our personalities who are really made us proud to present to you. as I made a tagline, begins with an idea, begins with a dream, a small step, and an investment. Entrepreneurship is a pursuit for winning. That means, they want to win. Pursuit for winning on a infinite journey. The journey will not end. Journey continues. You can see Varun is driving. The journey is continuing, and they will cross all the hurdles. They'll cross all the odds for relentless, efforts. So that is an achievement they'll be doing. See, just I want to quote one story here. How is Mysore Pak originated? How many of you know the famous sweet of South India, Mysore Pak? So now it is almost 90 years of invention and discovery. Mysore Pak is again an innovation. So how Mysore Pak did an opportunity for you. So if you see Mysore Pak, you will be surprised. There was a chef in the Maharaja of Nalvadi Vardar, Kakarasu Dasappa. 1 second, I'll just read his name correctly. I don't want to miss the name in the sense. Kakasura Madappa. Kakasura Madappa was the royal chef of Nalvadi Krishnaraja Vardar, who was entertaining all the guests of European. He used to give desserts. So he was really wanted to innovate every day new sweets. So one day king asked, I'm getting bored with your regular sweets. Why can't you make a new sweet? Then Kakasura Madappa, he did an innovation. He used grams flour, ghee, and jaggery. And he said, can we do one new magic? So he started doing a wonderful innovation of one standardization, and very, very, scaredly he went to the king. He told king that, I've just discovered a sweet. I don't know what name to keep. So this is the sweet. This is in 1935. So Kakasura Madappa did it in 1935. The king asked, after tasting it, it was very, very sweet, juicy, with a lot of ghee and a lot of softness. Now it is world famous. Then the Kakasura Madappa told that, sir, honorable king, I did like this. I used a gram flour. I used, ghee. I used jaggery syrup. Then immediately he said that the place is Mysore. In Kannada, Paka means, jaggery syrup. So jaggery syrup is in Kannada is called Paka. He named it as Mysore Pak. So today, the brand Mysore Pak will be infinitely doing journey, and many have branded against their discoveries. So such is the instant of a development of a brand in India. So these are our people following are such entrepreneurs who are pursuing the same. They are doing wonderful work. They don't want to stop. You would see them, they may not be very, very vocal in their presentation. They don't want to come to the public dais, but I pulled them because they are all my good friends. I said, जो काम करने वाला कर्मभूमि का है वो आके बोलना है. So बोलने से लोग देखेगा आप लोग क्या किया है करके. So that is the intention that I brought them. So the entire day I am planning like this. So first we will start with Dr. Atul Latkar. So Dr. Atul Latkar requested a little slight change in the schedule. That's why he'll be my opening batsman. So who will be giving you business opportunities in layer farming. So let me tell a little about Dr. Atul Latkar. He is a great entrepreneur with a lot of energy. You'll be listening to him once you see that. He is doing pullet business by name Kasturi Farms in Nasik. So he will explain whole set of activities. The second speaker we will have today is Dr. Arun Rai. So Arun Rai is my senior, my professional colleague. We graduated in the same college. With his grit of achievement as a success, he made as a policy of hard work, systematic approach. He is coming from Bangalore. So his company name is Bharat Agro. He will explain you on key to success, how a success can be brought into your doorstep. As I told you, it all begins with an idea, a dream, a investment, a small step. जैसे Kakasura Madappa ने शुरू किया as a small step, इन लोगों ने शुरू करके they have achieved now today a great level of understanding of putting into a bigger pedestal. Then we will have a break from 11:40 to 11:50. 11:40 to 11:50 we will have a 10 minutes break because I need to give them a break after two speakers giving. Then we will have a chat with Varun. So Varun is the CEO and Manickam just joined in. Welcome Manickam ji. So Varun is CEO from Neha Farms. Their group is 5,000 employees. Then we will have our own good friend, Dr. Nallappa. So Dr. Nallappa was my ex-colleague earlier, and then now he took a path of entrepreneurship. So he is a man who can only found in field. Today only we could catch him and put him into my office. Otherwise he'll not be caught. So we caught him here and put him into my office so that he can explain on breeder projects construction. So he will be giving more details of breeder project construction. Then again we will have a break. So we will have a break from 12:50 to 1. Then we will have Mr. Manickam. Again, a young gentleman. Sir, आपका थोड़ा चेहरा दिखाना है. Manickam ji, are you listening to me? Your laptop has to go down. Your face is not visible. So thoda you laptop has to be bent. Yeah. So now it is visible. No, little bent. Yeah. No. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah. Now hold it. So he is a man of achiever. When I joined Venkateswara company in 95, I was working in Mysore. His entire family is committed for layer farming. Madam Manickam is a real hard-working woman who supports him for this cause. His children also will join. Both are graduated in London. So you can see how a layer farmer can achieve such a great success. And I would call him as modern layer farmer because always he want to pursue perfection in layer farming, automation. Now Mr. Manjunath. So Mr. Manjunath is a wonderful young gentleman from my native village. So he is, belonging to Hiriyur, where I grew up. So he has come out with an idea. He was a textile engineer earlier. He said, sir, why can't we make a free-range egg, free-range chicken? So he is a man always smiling and happy. So he branded his group as Happy Hen Farms. You can watch him live there. He'll be joining in the concluding talk to make happy hen, happy eggs as a reality. So this is the whole gamut of galaxy of entrepreneurs. I'm really proud that this institution under Government of India, under Ministry of Fisheries and Animal Husbandry and Dairying, we have taken such a great initiative to pass on the successful stories. This we will continue to have every month. We will do it in such a way that Entrepreneurs Day should be like a hall of Brahmas. My mother always calls, whoever creates, they are not entrepreneurs, they are Brahmas. They will create out of nothing. So Dr. Nallappa and all the panelists are the examples for creating out of nothing. So we will call as Hall of Brahma of this Entrepreneurs Day. We will make a big photo of the picture of the panelists and we'll put it across to digitally so that people get inspiration. So this is the background. And those of you who joined to our institution just now in Facebook, our institution is CPDO&TI, which is a Government of India institution, only premier country's institution. And I'm happy that today we are linked with all the institutions online. Today I have people from NINP, people from DPR, people from CRI, people from Gujarat, people from Northeast, all over India and abroad. Even I can see people hooked up from Netherlands. So this is the beauty of technology. I would thank Corona for this, even though it's a negative thanks. But Corona has made us to get linked so beautifully, so virtually in the process. This is the background. Our institute is 150 acres campus. Dr. Latkar, you have to unmute. Basha ji, come live. Basha ji, come live.
Yes, sir. Tell me.
Yeah, you manage उसका screen sharing. आप screen sharing कर दीजिए.
Screen sharing start किया
है. अतुल लटकर ने किया है.
हाँ कर दिया. He can start.
Please start.
With your presentation.
Yeah, now he started. बात करते रहिए, आप बात करिए, स्क्रीन लोड होने दीजिए, स्क्रीन लोड हो रहा है।
Yeah,
You can start your.
so should I start my presentation?
Yeah, please start. Please start your presentation and go on. Abhi
So-
it is not visible, but screen load हो रहा है.
Okay.
आप बात करना
So
शुरू कर दीजिए. By the time screen load हो जाए.
Okay. So thank you everybody, and thanks Mahesh to give me opportunity to be here. I will just start with the practice. The whole industry was on deep litter system. Everybody knows. Then the management practices, they were not set. Even there was no acceptance for the eggs also. I am audible.
You are audible. Your
Okay.
presentation is not visible.
वो presentation
आपने दूसरा में से गया है, उसमें आपका सिस्टम में
हाँ
आप प्रेजेंटेशन शुरू करिए. Your internet connection is unstable दिखा रहा है आपका.
okay, but I am audible, no?
No, you are audible.
Okay.
You just switch over to यहाँ अभी presentation open करिए. वही.
Okay. I will continue with my presentation. Okay.
Yeah, please. Yeah, very good.
So what happened in 1990s actually? In 90s, the really poultry industry got the patronage of political parties,
Full screen
so
कर
that it
दीजिए.
became a status symbol for all the political parties, all the political.
वो थोड़ा full screen
क्या?
कर दीजिए. Presentation को full screen.
आगे अभी दिख रहा है?
अभी screen में दिख रहा है. अभी presentation हाँ अभी दिख रहा है. ठीक है, आगे बढ़िए.
Okay. So the real growth of commercial layer farming started in 90s because it got political patronage and it was a status symbol for all those MLAs and MPs and leaders to have their layer farms. The government also supported the layer farming activities, and during this period all the veterinarians, they entered in poultry industry. And because of veterinarians, really poultry industry has got the technical width. Meanwhile, multinationals, they targeted the poultry industry for sale of their products. They took the seminars and they trained our vets and the technicians. And at that time, we learned how to go with poultry business. However, in modern era right now, there are standard rearing practices. The nutrition is up to mark. The SOP are there. The systems are there. Aids of communications are improved. Road conditions are good. And egg traders who were earlier dependent on layer farmers, now they have learned their business, how to do their business. So egg traders are equally important compared to egg producers. Rather, I would say egg traders are earning more than the producers because they have learned how to do the business independently. And likewise, this business is running, layer farming business. The breeding performance they increased, but as the breed performance increased, they posed the breeds to various disease challenges. So we can see many more diseases are seen nowadays rather what we were encountering before, say, 15 years. Meanwhile, the low protein diet concept came forward to take the egg production with 13.5% protein or 14% protein, and hardly anybody gives the protein above 16% right now. So that low protein diet increase the profitability like anything. But what happened? The multi-age group practices still prevail. I will always blame the layer industry compared to broiler industry. That broiler industry is right now totally taking their produce from all-in-out system, whereas the layer farmers, they are still in multi-age group farming. So my poultry rearing base is all-in-out. So we can see how the poultry rearing that takes place. So emergence of poultry rearing, the history will take at least half an hour. So I omit this, how poultry rearing means corporate poultry rearing that started. So I was there in Venkateshwara. I was heading that division. For running that division for 3 years, I started my own business. Now 13 to 14 years that business is running. So what is basically pullet rearing? That we rear the pullet in all-in-out system. We borrowed this concept from broiler industry to have better space, better feeding space, better drinking water space, ventilation, litter management. Then some things are centralized, some things are decentralized. Whatever needs to be centralized, say purchase or say the manufacturing process, but the shares and the day-to-day management, that has to be decentralized. But what we did as compared to broiler, that we trained our manpower for vaccination purpose, debagging purpose, and this skilled staff here has become the major asset for us to run this business. We also have open access to the layer farmers, and whatever suggestions they have, we honor their suggestions. What is basic issue? That the layer farmer, traditional layer farming operations, they put the chicks in the same premises where the big birds are there. Whereas what we do, we put the chicks in the premises where there is very little the field virus or field microbe chance, and that's why the vaccination is carried out at that place. So vaccine uptake, what we say, that vaccine uptake is all important. That's why whatever pullet we supply, they are guarded against all major diseases. At the same time, we give more than adequate space. What it does, that it develops the respiratory system in a proper way, and you may see at least 90% of the diseases, they target the respiratory system. And what pullet we supply, the lungs, air sacs and respiratory system is properly developed because of proper space and proper ventilation, and that is a success story. That is the main reason behind the successful productivity of the pullets that we supply in the market. So these are few pictures. This is a flying bird. You cannot keep it in close confinement. You cannot catch hold it very easily. We rear all the birds on deep litter system. When we started this operation on deep litter system, the people, they challenged that you cannot run this business on deep litter system. But whereas right now there are more than 7 lakh birds of various ages on the deep litter system at various farms, or around 150 to 200 farms. So these are anatomical study. You can see the pectoral muscles are equally distributed. The keel bone is well developed. You can see the development of gizzard, development of liver, development of intestine. You can see the spleen. This again, liver and lungs. You can see the air sacs. This is the kidney, rudimentary ovary, rudimentary oviduct. These are the lungs, what I was targeting. We develop the respiratory system in much better way as compared to whole industry, and that is the success behind our that is the reason behind our success. You can see this lobes of the thymus lobes. And this is a bursa of 15 weeks old birds. You can see the bursa cut open is well tonic and well developed. These all defense organs, they take up the duty of producing very good antibody titers against the vaccines. So how pullet rearing helps to the traditional farmers? Since we supply these pullets to Maharashtra, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh, I will differentiate the traditional farmers in two categories. One is poultry farmer and one is businessman. So the businessman, he agrees that he pays little bit extra to us towards transportation and towards our profitability, but he manages business in such a way that he earns more in spite of investing more money than the regular practices. So we are able to produce that community who totally depend on pullet rearing right now. So what they do, they plan in season, off season placement. So they go for the batches chick placed in February, March, April, May, June. So 80% of the placement is from this month and hardly 20% placement from November, December. They can alter the flock size. What they do, they take some 4 to 5% more birds to counter the mortality during inlay process. So their shed is totally packed, and whatever quantity of birds they order, we supply that much quantity. So there is no disparity as far as housing is concerned. Again, sometimes there are unbooked pullet with us. So what they do, they just ask us, sir, do you have some unbooked pullet with us? And if it is there, so they book the pullet. They plan the spent hen sale properly, and once the spent hens, the shed is empty, they clean that shed within 8 to 10 days, and they immediately house the second lot. So they can play with the volume of the business. Then some of the farmers, they have converted their brooding growing shed into layer shed, and their capacity is increased by at least 30%. So if the farmer was having 1 lakh capacity, now he is the farmer with 1.3 lakh capacity. And since this is totally laying capacity, at least 95% of the capacity is in a running stage. Then few of the people, they try to place one batch at our end, one batch at their end, and they still try the various parameters. I cannot comment on that, but all these farmers, they are regularly with us. There is big crop of new layer farmers in Maharashtra state. There are farmers of 3,000, 5,000, 7,000 or 10,000 capacity. They are having single layer shed. They know nothing about brooding growing. They just don't, they just know the single theory that to purchase the pullet, to feed the birds and take the production. So what they do, they just have to they just don't need to harbor the trained staff. What labor want only for feeding and collecting the eggs. And since they find a lot of time, they invest that time in egg selling and realization towards their eggs. So there are around 600 plus farmers right now in Maharashtra state. They are running the business only based on pullet rearing business. So why it is successful model? First thing is that they purchase it from us, and since they purchase, the pre-lay management is very good. Generally, the 15 to 20 weeks management that is neglected by the layer farmers. But since the pullet are purchased, what they do, they target those small birds. 2 to 3% birds are there. They grade the birds properly, and the pre-lay management is very good. So when we supply the birds, the uniformity is 90%. What we ask them, to carry the grading at 17 week, 19 week and 22 weeks. The comb grading is there. Since they have only this only duty of grading the birds, they keep on informing us that sir ye itna chota nikla, itna bada nikla, likewise. So unknowingly they attain 100% uniformity. And since the birds are sold at for 15 weeks, the birds are housed at in the layer shed. I won't blame again, but some of the layer farmers, they house the birds at 18 to 19 weeks. I don't think that is proper housing age. But when the birds are housed at 14 to the birds get acclimatized to the layer shed. So we sell to them that the bird that is survival for say 3 to 4 months. It is not going to succumb, going to die so easily. And management of these diseases, CRD, coli, VVND, ND, that becomes very easy, and there are hardly any diseases left to guard with. There are constraints also in poultry rearing. It is not that easy business. In broiler, we just can put the chicks, we can rear the birds, whether it is healthy or unhealthy, we can sell it in the market. आप 10 रुपया कम करके दो और bird market में sell हो जाता है. But in pullet rearing, you have to sell only healthy birds. So to face the customer is not at all easy. Then chicks availability becomes a major issue, particularly in season when they are full of orders. We don't get chicks regularly. Then whatever is demand and whatever we can supply, that is very difficult to manage. Of course, disease problems are with us. We face the challenge from chicken infectious anemia. We face challenge from the coccidiosis, and main is what to do with leftover pullet. Okay, we have some 10,400 birds with us, and we have got the order for 10,000 birds. What to do with those 400 extra birds? That is a big issue always. Then customer expectations are very high. I compare those customer expectations with a bride. हमको बहू ऐसी चाहिए, मेरा लड़का कैसा भी रहे, लेकिन मुझे बहू जो चाहिए वो बहुत 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 अच्छी चाहिए. That is the basic issue. They want a disease-free bird. They want uniformity, and even one or two birds they are short, or one or two birds they are lame, they will complain it to us. The expectations are rising day by day. Even say some phone calls come to me. Our bird is at in 60 weeks, and आपसे पुलेट लिया था और अभी ऐसा ऐसा है. तो भाई साहब वो 15 वीक्स तक मेरे पास था, अब 45 वीक्स तक आपके पास वो आपका बर्ड हो गया. So even if the some issues they counter, they will blame it to you. Sir, what you did with pullet? There are huge expectations, and they don't want to listen to you. You are constrained. They want complete body weight at their end. We face very unruly behavior from these people. What they do, the loading is loading process. Transportation is up to say 12 hours or even 24 hours. After completed transportation of 24 hours, they will load the vehicle at a weigh bridge, and they will tell, sir, body weight itna aaya. But the body weight terminology is the bird that is inside the shed. Once you, of course, when we load the birds, we keep that bird hungry. So we totally off-fed bird that is loaded. We don't target the body weight to be achieved. We want to target the well-being of that particular bird. The off-fed bird that is loaded, that is transported throughout night, whole night. But what they will do, they will just have the weigh bridge slip, and they will convey it to us. Sir, body weight बहुत ही कम है. Likewise, this is the regular and routine complaint, and how to deal with this issue that we don't know. Where the loading and unloading is there, naturally there will be some lame birds because fractured birds are there. But even 2 or 3 birds are there, they will complain it to us. Now, 3 bird lame aaya, 3 bird chota aaya, and naturally these expectations we cannot deal with. The future of business is always guarded because the loyalty is always under doubt. The loyalty towards the might not be the constraint of chick supply are always there, and day by day the technical issues are going to increase. Just last 3 months before, I was having a very healthy flock that was around 11 weeks old, hardly 3 to 4% mortality, and nearby a broiler shed that got infected with genotype 13, and I had to lose 90% of the birds for nothing. Even the birds were vaccinated with Lasota, Indicate, even R2B, but we have to suffer. We have to suffer. So technical happen when we start the pullet rearing. We rear the birds for say 3.5 months. So what worst can happen?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
There's some network issue. No problem.
Okay. Yeah. It is always there.
Yeah, don't worry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just a minute. So customer can totally abandon the consignment that साहब वो bird मेरे पसंद का नहीं है और ये मुझे bird नहीं चाहिए, आप ये पैसा वापस दे दो. Okay, that happened quite a few times. That's simply unbelievable. Then कुछ 10-15 bird छोटा आया, बड़ा आया, मुझे वो replace करके चाहिए. In the consignment of say 5,500 birds, if 4 to 5 birds are lame or 4 to 5 birds are weak, he wants replacement for that. Unbooked inventories are always there because to run the business, we go on placing the chicks on regular basis. In a lean period, we have to search for the customers, and sometimes we get a customer, sometimes we don't get a customer, and sometimes we have to compromise on it. Particularly when the birds are above 19 weeks or 20 weeks age, though that birds is in a laying stage, the customer will want the compromised rates for that. It happens, and what worst can happen that you place the birds for 1 month, 2 months, and for whole lot of birds they are placed. There are no takers. So what you will do? We have placed the chicks so that some takers will be there, but it happened, and we went through that during the COVID, and we have to start our layer division right now. We searched for the new rental layer farms. We had to search for a new manpower altogether. We have to manage everything. During month of May and June, when it was simply difficult to move out of your home also, but that came as a blessing. Now we have over lakh of the birds in layer. Rather, we are producing 1.25 lakh eggs per day. We have the farms in the area of Miraj, Kopargaon, Nallappa, and this layer division is equally important to us, and it has equal turnover as the pullet. So our company grew say 100% as Mahesh was targeting the tendency of the entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurs is a die-hard person, and he won't let it go so easily. So we are doing a very good service to the layer industry by having pullet division, but we had to have our layer division, and these are the supportive factors. We have got a very loyal staff. I have got a very good set of friends. I am very much proud to say that we have got I have got such a huge bunch of friends. They are everywhere. You go to Delhi and you go to Bangalore and you go to Nagpur, and everywhere the friends are there. Most of the friends are veterinarians. Fortunately, our college, Nagpur Veterinary College, that gave us that in blessings, the ragging and everything. So everybody knows us. uh, there are many loyal clients with us. They stand by with me. The VIP group, that's a major blessing for us, created by Dr. Ire. Of course, all creditors, debtors, and contractors, and main is my family members. I am thankful, Dr. Mahesh, to give the opportunity to deliver on this very big platform. You can write down my contact details, and whenever needed, we can speak on phone, or we can chat, or we can have conversation on mail. Thank you.
That's a thank you for the energy which you gave. I have a couple of questions. We have 2 minutes. You can stop the screen sharing. I'll ask a couple of questions. So one first question is, now what is your secret of energy? अभी जो कर रहे हैं आप, कितना अंडा खा रहे हैं, कितना चिकन ले रहे हैं?
Secret of energy is the farmer they produce, because it goes towards the shed rent, it goes towards our overheads, and the cost can be around here, and the cost of production for 18-week pullet will be around 210 to 220 rupees, considering everything, average out.
So final question, what is your turnover right now?
My turnover is around 35 crore, and it is set to cross 50 crore.
Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank
So
you, sir.
you can catch your flight at 1 o'clock. So now I would welcome Dr. Arun Rai, again another Ustad from Mangalore, who has been really great friend of us, and he started his journey again like us in poultry as a contributor of the sector in private. Then he immediately started his own group called Bharat Agro. So I think without much of it, I would welcome Dr. Arun Rai from Mangalore. All over to Dr. Arun Rai to Mangalore.
Thank you.
You can start. It's very clear. You can wonderful.
Am I audible?
Yeah, fully audible, clear. Go ahead.
Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
So before going to today's subject, I would like to congratulate you for showing interest in poultry business mainly and another part is by producing egg. Again, I need not explain about the nutrient contents of the egg, because it is a earlier speakers must have explained you regarding this. It is a pack of nutrients. Now, the second point I would like to congratulate you is by entering into poultry, you will be part of Strong India by creating employments. Now, the Strong India by employment creation, there are a lot of employment is created by this poultry industry. In fact, poultry is the one field where a lot of employment is created. Example is entrepreneurs, office staffs, plant staffs, poultry farmers, poultry workers, wholesalers, retailers, technical and marketing people, and many more employment is created by poultry. So indirect employment like logistics and automobile industry, machinery and equipment suppliers, the medicine suppliers, farmers who grow crops like maize, soya, sunflower, mustard, etc. So definitely by entering into this business, you will be part of Swasth Bharat and Sadrad Bharat, no doubt. Now, overview of my talk is, of course, it is a little bit of a different talk. There is no technical part involved in this. It's more of the qualities we should acquire to be successful. Okay, one is the overview of my talk is key to success. One is the quality required to be successful. And the second part is successful poultry entrepreneurship and a story of Bharat Agrovet Industries and a take-home message. Now, the basic qualities required to be successful. Mentioned the dream. Dream is the main important thing. Then, along with the dream, sincerity, honesty, hard work, involvement, positive thinking, good intentions, the humanitarian approach. These are all the qualities required to be successful. Let me explain one by one. So when it comes to the dream, we should always have big dreams. I would like to quote our past president, late Abdul Kalam's words. We should have big dreams. When we have big dreams, we will think big. When we think big, we will act big. When we act big, definitely we will become a successful person. So only the dreams will not help you. Along with the dreams, you should have sincerity. So we should be sincere in our work. Then only we can learn. Then only we will gain knowledge. The next point is honesty. We should be honest in our approach and activities. This will pay us in a long run. And the next point is hard work. There is no substitute for hard work. Hard work is the mantra of our success. Then next is involvement. See, involvement is very, very important for success. So there is a saying, if you involve yourself, you will never fail. If you do not involve yourself, you will never succeed. Even if you succeed, it is only for short time. Remember, involvement is very, very important. Then is a positive thinking. Remember, positive thinker always find opportunities in any situations. Let our smile change the world, but don't let the world change our smile. So be positive always. Now, the right intentions. Remember, the good intentions or right thoughts are very, very important. Our intentions transform our personality. There is a Sanskrit saying, Yad bhavam tad bhavati. That means, तुम्हारा मन में क्या भावना है, तुम क्या सोचता है, तू वही बनता है. So our thoughts should be clean and our intentions should be good. Dr. Latkar explained, the soul should be clean. For success, for energy, the soul should be clean. It is very, very important for success also. Now, above all, the humanity is very, very important.
Your screen went off. You are audible now. Yeah.
Now, okay. Yeah. So, as a successful poultry entrepreneur, along with the basic qualities.
These are the hurdles. Don't worry.
Sorry?
These are the hurdles you have to face. Don't worry. You have the spirit.
Yeah, very much. It is common in this also. Yeah, along with the basic qualities for a successful poultry entrepreneur, one should have thorough subject knowledge of business. It is very, very important. So example is technical know-how, accounting, finance management, and man management skills, etc. It is very, very important. So I would suggest you work for some poultry company and get the primary knowledge of business before starting your own. The next point is understand the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats of the industry. And along with that, analysis of SWOT analysis is also very important before going for a business. Now, I will not go deep into strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats of the industry because Dr. Mahesh would have explained you enough. Earlier speakers also must have explained you enough. But these are very, very important, before starting a business. Now, have a vision and a plan, a mission. Always build a company with ethics. The fourth point is the project planning and finance arrangements. Be careful while investing on capital assets. Initially, don't go for big loans. Optimum utilization of resources should be your priority. Initially, go for a pilot project and then go for expansion. Now, next very, very important point is the team building. A team should be like many hands with one mind. Effective utilization of human resource is very, very important. Remember, your assets are your people. Put right people in right work. Acquiring the talents, guiding them, and retaining them is an art. Provide sense of belongingness to them. They will build the organization with you. Next. There will be always price fluctuations, so prepare for crisis management. Please remember, in poultry, whoever sustains for long, he is the winner. Another important point is give most priority to biosecurity. Don't think biosecurity is an expense. It is an investment. The 11th important point is Give priority to sales, service, and quality of your product. It is very, very important. Please remember, your sale will complete only when end user is satisfied. So these are very, very important point to be successful. Now, I would like to tell Bharat Agrovet story, how Bharat Agrovet started, what are the difficulties we have faced, how we have come up, all those things, and I'll explain you in just with few slides. So we have started Bharat Agrovet Industries in 2005. In fact, I had a little business experience. So 3 more people joined me as partners in conceptualizing the ideas. So initially our dream was big, but no money in the beginning. Started the small firm with very less capital investment. We had very limited financial source, but lot of poultry knowledge we had. In fact, I had a business experience also. There was a good market credibility and moral support of our well-wishers. So started business with this strength. It took 6 months to get OD facility, just 5 lakhs OD facility from a bank. We really struggled to get overdraft facility. It took 6 months to get a OD. So our main strength was our knowledge and market credibility. That was our strength. Initially, started a small feed plant. That too, we bought old machineries. And we started our activity in a rented premises with 1 broiler farm and only 4 staffs. We were producing both poultry and cattle feed as well. We were doing broiler feed sales, cattle feed sales, and trading of chicks. It was a primary activity. Next, slowly we started buying hatching egg, and hatching was done in somebody else's hatchery. It's called as custom hatching system. Then slowly started contract broiler farms and live bird sales. So we have opened 1 live bird retail outlet also. So initially we were buying concentrate from a different company. During the first outbreak of bird flu, we had no money to buy concentrates. So during that time, my earlier knowledge of feed formulation helped us to formulate own concentrate. The success of this boosted our activity in the industry. It has given a lot of confidence. It has given a lot of moral the boosting. Many such difficulties gave us newer opportunities to grow further. So it took us 5 eventful years to have firm footing in the industry. So in between, I had opportunity to visit the Republic of Tanzania, an East African country, as a consultant for a company. Basically, it was a fish processing company. They wanted diversification into poultry. So after initial discussions and project planning, company has given full freedom to me to set up poultry project, including breeding farm, hatchery, commercial broiler farms, and processing plant. This has given us an exposure to export business. I have full satisfaction and accomplishment in that project. So then started infrastructure one by one. Products to sell. Just the agrovet industry started, we had this bird flu outbreak in the country. So during this tough time, we ended up with production of own concentrate. After that, several bird flu outbreaks taught us many lessons with different positive outcomes. Even anti-propagandas. Every time anti-propagandas, what havoc it is creating in the market. So recent pre-COVID period and initial stages of lockdown We also had tough time like others. Luckily, we could able to sustain by our process, because of our chill chicken shops and support of our suppliers, support of our employees. Now, what social responsibility and innovativeness we have adopted? We are proudly and honestly declaring that we are producing chicken without antibiotic growth promoters. We are successfully removed AGP from our feed formulations since 8 years. And wastewater management and biogas systems. From the beginning, we have introduced biogas systems in our breeding farm, hatchery, processing plant to handle wastewater. Biogas is used for hot water generation, for cooking, and for incinerators. And we have adopted rainwater harvesting system in all our units. Now our processing plant is zero wastage plant. Liquid waste is converted into manure and usable water for washing in agriculture. Solid waste, of course, into a very good protein which goes to pet food industry. We have introduced a 4-tier grower and layer cage system in breeding farms successfully, thanks to our dedicated staff. Now, what is Bharat Agrovet Industries today after 15 years of the inception? Now where we have reached? We have dedicated team of 350 employees, a hardworking dedicated team of 350 plus employees, and it is into all the activities of poultry like breeding farms, hatcheries, feed mills, processing plants, retail outlets, and consultancy services. Bharat Agrovet Industries products gained confidence of end users also. I can proudly say it's all because of dedicated staff, business ethics we follow, and core values of the company. Of course, we cannot forget the support of our well-wishers, our customers, our suppliers, and our bankers during initial days and even today. Let me show some of our activities, the photos of our activities. We have breeding farm at 2 locations. There is a separate brood grow farm and separate the breeders layings area. These are the inner view of that. We have both California cages and 4-tier battery cage systems. And hatchery unit, we have hatchery in 2 locations. The inner view of the hatchery. Human resource management. Remember, your assets are your employees. Create a good organizational climate and sense of belongingness to them. Create leaders. To manage your business, you should have good leaders. I would like to quote one statement here. The great leaders is the one, again it is the famous management guru's Shukera's statement. The great leader is the one who create leaders. So create leaders, they will look after your business. Be behind them. You should lead that leaders. Always plan for crisis management, because this is livestock industry. Whoever sustains for long, they are the winners. Please remember, do not compromise in biosecurity and quality. Apply innovative ideas. Never compromise in ethics and core values of the company. Please remember, employees will follow their employer. Never compromise in ethics. And finally, key to success is trust building between entrepreneur and customer, entrepreneur and financial institution, entrepreneur and suppliers, entrepreneurs and employers. Dear friends, please remember, success is not a destination, it is a journey. Success is a journey, not a destination. All the best for you. Thank you for listening, and thank you, Dr. Mahesh, to express my views, express my thoughts. Thank you so much for you.
Thank you so much. And we have 6 minutes time before the break. It's really heartening to listen from you, such hard work. And this is a great message for all the other participants who are listening through Zoom and listening through Facebook. See how a dream, what I said in the beginning, it all begins with an idea and a dream and a small step. So they are the real people who have put in a great effort. So now I think I have some questions for you, Dr. Rai. You
Yes,
can,
please.
what is the message for young veterinarians and young entrepreneurs in the field? So would you like to say poultry sector has got a lot of future?
Yeah, very much. Initially in my talk, I said, I welcomed them because there is a lot of opportunities in the poultry sector, and definitely they will be contributing to the Swasth Bharat by producing a you know, what is there. Only thing, only thing is, they should be very, very careful. They should adopt. They should inculcate certain qualities. As a, for success, they should inculcate certain qualities. And as an entrepreneur, they should be very, very
Thank you, doctor. I think we will just go for a break. We will reassemble at 11:50 because of little network issues. By the time we will set the issue, there is some network problem because of Bangalore. Bangalore, receiving a huge rain. Thank you, Dr. Rai.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We'll meet again at 11:50.
Yeah.
Mr. Varun and Dr. Nallappa will be giving you the second sessions. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Ashaji? Ashaji?
Yes, sir.
You can stop this.
Session will stop.
We'll start. Hi, Varun.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
Good, good, sir. How are you?
Just took a break. 11:50 we'll start. How is Hyderabad? Inundation, rains? It's comfortable?
So the whole older part of the city is underwater, but the newer part is fine.
Okay.
But I think there are still more rains coming up, so
We
we
are
don't know
also
what's going
today in Bangalore also it's predicted heavy rain. We
Okay.
had a lot of network issues in the first session, 2 speakers.
Yeah, here they're saying that this is one of the highest rains that we've received in the last 100 years.
Yeah. I would feel that it's all global warming and then unpredictable.
No, sir, because there's less pollution now, I think it's because of that.
Maybe good logic.
Yeah.
Because that good rain is coming up. How is Daddy? Daddy is doing good?
Yeah, he's doing very well.
Yeah. You must be knowing Dr. Arun Rai. You can see on the panel.
Yes, hi, sir. I met him once in Bangalore, I think.
Yeah, Bangalore. Yeah.
How are you, doctor?
Fine.
Mr.
How's Daddy?
Manickam, you can join. You are there. This is the first time we are doing Varun. Very thankful for taking time and joining.
No, it's a pleasure, sir. You've been very helpful whenever I needed help. And when you request, I can't say no.
No, good. Mr. Manickam is a layer farmer from Mysore.
Hello, Nagesh.
Yes.
Hello.
Varun is there. Dr. Arun Rai is there. I think without much time, we are sharp on 11:50. Let me start the program. So now on the second part of our Entrepreneurs Day, we are having 2 speakers, one Mr. Varun and Dr. Nallappa. So let me start with Varun. Varun has been, great inspiring young gentleman in our sector. I would say generation next or generation future. So he's heading as a CEO now for the big organization called Sneha Group with 5,000 employees, almost 3,500 crore turnover, and they have set up their own outlets of more than 100 and more than 2,500 franchisee outlets. So they must be handling every day lakh chickens.
Yes, sir. 3.5 lakh. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think now quickly first, what is the format is we will just go with a small presentation he has shared. So then we will come to one second. I'll just share the screen. Once presentation we will just show, and then we will go to that. So just a while, I'll just make a presentation of Varun. And he is more comfortable in chatting, he said. That's why we will go with the chat so that everybody can have a understanding of that. So I'm just sharing the presentation. Quite a while it will uploading. Varun, before it uploads, you can give me brief about yourself and your group. If you just want to have an opening remark, that would be better.
Sure, sir. Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you, sir, for the opportunity to interact with all our industry mates. Generally, we don't do such interactions much.
Yeah.
We prefer to keep whatever we're doing. Whenever we are personally talking, we do that, but over the web with hundreds of people, we never did it before. So first, thank you for this new opportunity. And my name is Varun. I'm the CEO of Sneha Group, but I like to be known as my father's son, Mr. Ram Reddy's son. It's he who has done whatever we are today. So our chairman, he's still in the company, and all the growth that we are seeing right now is because of his vision and his hard work. Me, along with my whole team that's here, we're working with his ideas. So that's the introduction that I'd like to give about myself. And Sneha Group, so we've started off in 1981-82, and we are one of the few companies, the larger companies, who started off with the retail side of the business. That is a very important thing for us because we understand the consumer much better because we are directly interacting with them. So in 1981-82, we started off with a retail outlet and then later moved on towards farming. And today we are a completely integrated poultry company with operations ranging from broiler breeding farms, hatcheries, commercial broiler farms, commercial layer farms, feed mills, processing, distribution of our own live broilers. We have our own franchisee network of 2,500 outlets. We have our own company operated outlets, which are about 100. We plan to bring that number to about 500 in the next 3 years. And we are into the distribution of frozen products and chilled products as well. So that's the whole activity range that we are into. Along with that, we also have some interest in elevators. That's a new company that we've got into, just a part of an idea to diversify from not being just a poultry company. So that's a very small part of our business, but yeah, we intend to grow that as well.
Thank you.
So that's our introduction.
I'll just skip, show through the presentation, what you said.
Yeah.
The feed mill with a capacity of huge one. You can see the breeding farms, the retail networks, as he mentioned. And
I think I can't see the presentation, sir.
You are not seeing the presentation? 1 second. Now? Are you seeing now? Can you see the presentation now? 1 second. No. Actually, presentation दिख रहा है नहीं? नहीं लो, 1 second. One second, Arun. We are just clarified. Before that, I think you can just go one more step and just come back. What's in your opinion about prospects of broiler farming in India? I'll just stop the video. You can address. Then I'll come back.
Oh, can you hear me?
Speak, Bashaji.
I actually missed your audio.
Yeah, I was mute. You can tell about what is your opinion about prospects of broiler farming in India.
Sure, sir. So generally, the Indian broiler industry has actually been a great success story, we can say, in the whole farming, agriculture-related businesses in India. We have constantly been seeing a lot of growth in this business. One thing is that the industry is very volatile. We have to sustain through those periods. Being very volatile is again a boon for whoever is established in the business and whoever is doing clean business and with a lot of discipline. There are a lot of opportunities that are coming up, and especially in a country like India, where per capita consumption is about 4 kilos per capita, and where the recommended thing is almost about 12 to 14 kilos. I think there's a huge gap to be filled, and that's why broiler farming in India is going to definitely become a big business, and we are still very small according to us.
How do you feel processing and retail is the future for large players?
So processing and retail, we can split this into two parts, sir. When we talk about processing, it's either chilled or frozen. It's still a very small part of the whole pie. It's only about 4%, 4 to 5% is what the estimates are. With such a small number, definitely there will be growth. And luckily for us, there's a lot of interest. There are small brands popping up and developing interest in that space with a lot of private equity money. And generally, to educate the consumer, it's a very expensive process, and these companies are doing it. So definitely, the industry will benefit from such activities that's going on right now. And later on, all the industry players will definitely be a part of that thing. And right now, even we are working on models where we have our own chilled chicken stores, and we already have our own Sneha Select app where we deliver fresh chicken to the consumer. But in this space, when we go into chilled chicken retailing and all those, it's very important that we sell other meats as well in the store, just to make it more viable for us to maintain the store. Definitely, these products will be much expensive, more expensive than the regular fresh chicken, because there's a lot of cost that's adding up to maintain temperatures, and there's a lot of wastage because of shelf life issues and all. So it's still a very small part, but the processing definitely grow. And with more government intervention and education about it's very capital intensive, and you need to have a smaller plant and have experience that before getting into something bigger. And when we talk about retailing, we should not forget about the fresh chicken retailing. I think that is the bigger pie, and even for the next decade, that's going to be there, and it's also growing. Though there's a lot of noise because of these advertising and all those in this space, but fresh chicken retailing is something we believe that is going to be there for some more time until government comes and says you have to ban chicken slaughter in the city. That's when things are going to change. But we don't see that happening anytime. And it's a choice. It's a consumer choice whether he wants this or that. That's what that's what my personal feeling is, and that's what we're working towards. But we will be ready as an industry to actually shift to processed chicken completely also when time comes. But educating the consumer and shifting them from what they like is an expensive process, and a lot of companies have failed doing that.
Very good observation, Varun. Now, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is your take on this, marinated, ready-to-cook range during this Corona? Was it picked up? People could offtake was more.
Yes. So during the lockdown, especially when the stores were being asked to shut down, and they were operational only for a few hours, and there's a restriction of movement and all those. So we've taken an initiative of delivering chilled chicken to gated communities, the larger ones. We've reached out to almost about 100 gated communities during that time. Our employees have done a great job in doing that because there were restrictions in place. There were a lot of hiccups. To take a lot of help to make that happen. But a lot of ready-to-cook companies with further processing products have benefited during that time. Once the consumer tastes your product, I think it depends on the taste and quality of the product. But just to get them to that space to pick that product is very important. And the lockdown and all these last 6 months has helped doing that.
I really appreciate your social media initiatives. You're very creative.
No, sir. So we've been very active on social media for the past 3 years. I think 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Generally, our approach towards this is if we see whatever happens in the industry, it's only because of rumors. And chicken as a product and egg as a product are very pure form of protein. I don't know why there's a lot of NGOs and there's a lot of anti-advertising that's going on. They have vested interests, but okay, that's a part of our game. So that's why we thought, okay, there has to be some communication going to the consumer, and I can't just keep saying that please eat protein, it's good for you. Then no one will look at it. So we had to be a little creative. And even in the next 2 weeks, we are going to come up with our new ad campaign with a brand ambassador, Telugu actor. So that's also going to make, we've already seen a few rushes, and that's going to make some news soon. I will show it to all our industry guys also. We are very excited. We have to communicate that as well.
No, we wish that you take up Bahubali also. No?
No, that he's too expensive.
That is too expensive. No, we wish, that's what. So now, what is your suggestion on small retailers? Suppose, now you cannot really do away with 95% of live chicken shops. So how do you suggest? Can you have an idea that, like standardization, like McDonaldization, what we call. So what is your suggestion? Retail.
So how will we produce? It's again going through the retailer to the consumer. So can you hear? Audible to you?
Yeah, now audible. There was some network issue, but no problem. Go ahead.
Yeah. So according to me, the retailers are the face of our industry. Whatever we produce, the farmers, whatever we're producing, however quality product we give, through this channel from there. So it's a very important for us as the industry, and again, they have to be very fair on the pricing part, because generally we as an industry give tentative prices in the paper, but again, because of local competition or local factors, there's a deviation from that prices by all these retailers. They stick to the paper pricing, it's a better thing as an industry, because then the communication is going to the.
Can you hear?
Yes, sir. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, please. So now the next part. Yeah.
And
Hello.
yes, sir.
I have to shift the place, Varun. Bangalore network issues are hurting us. Now, one personal question. What is the secret of your fitness? And then how many eggs and chicken you consume per week and daily? Varun, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Sir, right? I can hear you now.
Yeah, I have to shift the place. There was some network issue in Bangalore today because of the rain. My broadband, the BSNL, all are gone now. We are trying to manage. Sorry for the interruption.
No, not an issue.
Yeah, you can tell the message on eggs and chicken. So, what is the message you want to give for the youngsters? Any message? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, but I couldn't hear it before.
And what was I just want to give you now? What is the message you want to give for the youth about egg and protein?
For the youth, on the consumption side or the production side?
Consumption side. Production, the people are there.
No, so actually from many years we've been saying the same thing. Protein is important. You need to eat. It builds your immunity. That was our communication from day one. From when I entered the industry, at least it's been almost 8 years, and this has been the communication. Okay, yeah, some people have been listening, and a lot of people like the meat. They eat it. But during the last 6 months, I think everything changed. Now it's more about what government said and what the doctors are saying. And they've definitely recommended chicken and eggs as the first option to build your immunity. And right now, industry doesn't need to scream out loud. It has to just portray that what we are doing is a good practice. Don't listen to all that negative publicity that's going on through other vested interest parties. The industry as such is a very safe place with lakhs of farmers dependent on it. So there's no chance of doing something hanky-panky. That's my feeling. And for the youth, they have to eat chicken and egg. I think that's the best form of protein and most affordable form of protein when we compare to any other meat. Nowadays chicken has become a little expensive compared to what it was before, but still we are very cheap compared to lamb or fish. Availability of fish is very less. But yeah, lamb is our competitor.
Good. So what is your secret of your fitness, and how many eggs you eat, and what's your routine?
No, sir. I eat a lot of chicken. I eat almost 4 to 5 kgs of chicken every week, and 10 to 12 eggs a week, I think. And I work out 5 days a week. So there's no secret. Everyone has to do that. I'm not saying this because I'm in the industry, but because I like chicken.
You are the real ambassador for our sector there.
Yes. My dad is not able to afford me. Otherwise, I would be the brand ambassador.
So he cannot afford you. That's right. So what is your opinion about large-scale feed mills? Would you feel that the feed mills are efficient? That efficiency, what is the quality? And how do you feel that broilers, if you can throw some light on broiler integration?
Yes, sir. Large-scale feed mills are very important, but they need to be used at an optimum level. Otherwise, they'll become a white elephant to any company. But yes, nowadays you can make feed mills from 3-4 crores to 30 crores, 10 per hour or 20 ton per hour capacity. It all depends. If you're buying an Indian equipment, you get it for 5 to 10 crores. If you go European, it will be 3 times the price. But yeah, quality also varies according to the equipment. And generally now the broilers have moved to pellet and pellet feed. And so it's very important for us to maintain the PDIs and the uniform mixing of the feed. Because there are few ingredients that are very small part of our diet, but they have to reach to most of the birds that we are feeding. So that's where the mixers come into picture. Everyone says ours is the best quality, but yeah, you need to identify that. And definitely the cost of production also, if we use it at an optimized level of operations, then large feed mills will be more viable. You can reduce your cost of production per ton by at least 30%. So that's our understanding. We work with both. We have our old lines. When we compare, there's definite advantage with the European or these lines. So yeah, but you need to have that size of a business to get into that. If you get into it without having that size, then it's going to be very expensive.
Can you throw some light on broiler farmer and broiler farming business? So how you can visualize future in India? How much will be integration? What is your recommendation on own farming?
So basically, broiler farming as such is very volatile. So that's why we see even throughout the world, we've seen a lot of movement from own farming to the contract farming. The bigger companies take them under them. So that has been happening. But in India, if you see, now also there are a lot of integrators. If you take Telangana alone, from 30 integrators, now there are about 75 small integrators. That's what is happening. And with chick prices varying, today chick price here is about 54 rupees. At that cost for an own farmer, it will be tough. And at the same time, they're competing with an integrated company whose chick cost will be about 22, 25. So definitely, again, now whoever is placing birds have to get about 100 plus to make good margins. So that is a problem for the one farming. And feed cost also is definitely higher for them because they buy from feed sales, commercial feed selling companies who again have their own margin of 1-2 rupees. So again, that's a cost that is there. Slowly there is that shift happening, and maybe in the next decade we'll see more integration picking up and lesser on farmers. That's only because of the volatility in the industry.
What's your opinion if someone wants to have a small shop and his own farm? Suppose he can sell his own chicken, maybe with small branding, because today we are having youth who can really create a small niche market, niche brand, and his own farms. What's your opinion?
So generally, farming is the easiest thing to do. You can take any farm on rent and start. But if you see the whole industry right now, there are very few companies who get into retailing because it's a lot of headache, and each store sells very few birds. So you need to have a chain of stores. Uh, so that is a problem, and it's a problem that needs to be addressed by the industry. Every producer needs to have at least 20% of their produce going through their own channel. That's when you will have that lesser dependency on traders. That is something the industry has to take a call, as it's more of an investment. It's more like your risk mitigation strategy that you're going to do. Once you have 20 to 30% of your produce going through your own channel, traders also will stop demanding you more. You will have more control over your produce. That's my choice. 100% no one can do it because it's a very tough job to get it retail.
So what's your future strategies, Varun? Now, I feel lot of education startups have come like, Baiju, Vedantu, you can see hundreds, and Baiju has gone to IPL as a branding. So can you create a co-creation with them? Can you see future of education tied up with protein company, and maybe Sneha can think on that. So you can really tag education and our poultry sector. So if we have a dream, I have a dream that tomorrow you go with the Baiju or an academy or Vedantu as a co-brand to IPL. That is my dream. What's your take on that?
So the valuations will change, sir. Again, we have to. We are more a conventional business. We are not.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We are a more conventional business. Generally, as an industry, we are more conventional. I think we should look at long term. These things, definitely there has to be more education about protein, which the government can do. It has to be included in the syllabus of the students. Because as an industry, if we advertise, we've seen that before. How much ever we scream out that protein is important, consumer says that they're just telling it for their benefit. That's the feeling, and it's obvious. Even some other industry says that even we'll think the same. It's government and doctors and the health fraternity that said it this time, and that's what matters. And definitely in 2-3 years there'll be some other issue which will say don't eat chicken. There will be that slump for 2-3 months. Again, people will realize, and then industry will bounce back. That's a cycle that's going on. But for that to change, right from primary education, the importance of protein has to be included in the syllabus. That industry won't be able to do it ever. The government will have to do it. And already those representations to the government are happening. And even governments, Niti Aayog and all these bodies are actually assessing what is the deficiency of protein and all those things. So I think we are on the right track as an industry, and even the government is very pro-industry now. So I think things will change much quickly in the next few years.
Yeah, it's a reality now. You can see Government of India Institute is tying up with the Entrepreneurs Day, and that is a show that we are trying to reach each other, and we have gone with sweets also recently on Egg Day, and then even World Food Day. Government of India released a lot of sweets. And I have one small suggestion to conclude, Varun. Now virtual reality and VR machines are available, AI equipments are available. Can corporate world can create such good videos so that children education today is more on games, more on realities. So I had one in my presentation. If you look at the first day, we showed one virtual reality equipment, maybe 50,000, 1 lakh. If we can contribute to the schools, Sneha can take up that. So children can feel like going into the broiler farm, going into layer farm, feel of 3D touch. So that probably a good initiation so that children should understand the farming first. So once the children understand the farming, then they know what we are eating. So I think my suggestion will be on that line. Thank you so much, Varun, for your time. And I'm sorry for small interruptions in between. All the best to Sneha Group. And we would wish that you become soon a billionaire unicorn company in India for valuation, whatever you said. Let us wish that we'll take up, convey my wishes to Dad and your 5,000 team members. Huh?
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the
Thank you
opportunity.
very much. Thank you for the time. Now, viewers, we will shift to the second presentation by my good friend Dr. Nallappa. So Nallappa has been, part of our team of Government of India. So he just felt that he has energy, time, and he want to do some projects which he feels that he'll be reaching a 1.5 lakh breeder. So he aimed at that. So he left the job and then he started with a simple broiler farming as an integrator. So once he started the broiler farming as integrated, slow progress. He believes in ladder system, one step at one time, 1 year, one way. So that is what he has been doing for quite some time. And today he is with us to give you a brief on broiler breeder construction. So what is a broiler breeder construction? Nuances. So what are the things which will go for in construction of a small broiler breeder unit, which is 30,000. Now you would be understanding minimum 30,000 breeder stock has to be maintained for a breeder construction. Maybe you can do for contract farming, or you can do for you can do on your own. So with these words, I welcome Dr. Nallappa to take the seat here, because we are managing with one system because of the poor network issues. I'll just give it away to Dr. Nallappa. Please come.
Thank you, Dr. Mahesh, for very, very good introduction. So I am going to talk about very, it's a basic information about how to construct shed, what are the challenges, where we are investing on, how much we are investing on steel, how much we are investing on AC sheets, cages, and then RCC work, all those things. Of course, all these times I heard very, very good about marketing and promotion of chicken and other things. To do all that, basically we should have farms and in the how to construct a farm. Nowadays, all corporate people who are taking for contract breeding farm or for rental farms, they expect 30,000 female breeders in lay. That is a small unit, they say, that must be required. And everybody is going for a higher number stock, like 30,000 per batch, 20,000 per batch, like that. In future, maybe minimum 30,000 per batch people may have it. In that context, I have recently constructed on 30,000 breeders in laying sheds. In that, I'll go one step by one step. What are the challenges I have faced? What are the inputs I have taken into consideration? Everything. This is about my brief breeder project. That is 30,000 birds in laying. So for this, the land requirement is 12 to 15 acres. See, the land which we select for poultry sheds will not be a square one or rectangle one or east-west north facing. It will be haphazard, so that we construct sheds in around 6 to 7 acres of land, no doubt. But we need to have space for dead birds burial, and then manure disposal, and then breathing space, then quarters area, workers, all the workers should be there in order to have good biosecurity. So all the persons who are working over there should be there. That's why we require 12 to 15 acres minimum. Then what requirement? Normally nowadays we don't have open wells. Everybody, everywhere we are having bore wells. So minimum 2 bore wells should be there, because what requirement is every day, every hour, every 1 minute. We cannot take a chance by one bore well. We should have minimum 2 bore wells with good source of water. And land should be leveled and more east-west oriented and fenced with chain link mesh preferably in order to avoid stray dogs and stray animals inside the farm. And then system of rearing, this is a cage system. Normally, all the breeders are going to cage. Of course, nowadays some people are going for automation, easy shades with deep litter and flat system also. But mostly preferred are cage system. So residential quarters, feed storage, AC, cool room for hatching egg storage, and so many other storage rooms, and everything is required. And of course, power room, office room, store room, water tank, water sump tank, all the infrastructures are required here. And the estimated cost per bird at present would be around 1,200 to 1,300 per bird. That means that it may go up to 3.6 to 3.9 crores. This is excluding land. See, normally we calculate as a per bird basis. What is the cost per bird to calculate? Like in 5-star hotels, they calculate per room. So in our poultry, we calculate as per bird. So it is purely logistics for rearing, excluding operational costs. This is only ready to rear. This is the project. So normally we start with puja. This is a puja is done by one of the workers who works over there. So this is normally the land which we opt for poultry will not be leveled, and it will be far away from the villages and preferably near the forest area. Somewhere we search. Normally we search there in order to avoid local issues. So normally the land will not be a leveled one. So we have to level the land up to certain water level. So that we need to have some leveling equipment and level the land according to shed size and shed length and width and all those things. Next, this is we have to make 3M or 4M system. Normally we prefer 3M system. So we have to dig earth to 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet, so that to start with the columns. So this is personally I involved in this. So I check our water levels and I check the quality also. This is the building steel we buy. We need to have different sizes for different columns, different beams, different, and then platform in different size. So it's all evolved. You see, we need not calculate and go. People have already done for so many years. We just have a chart and then check whether they are following the standards or not. So we need around to build 30,000 breeder farming cages. We need around 80 metric tons of steel. So this is the bar vendor is making so height. Even if they make 1 feet height extra, also we are going to lose so much of steel. So we have to have a check. If land is level, all the column heights will be same. If the land is not level, from where down area is there also we have to monitor whether we are taking it to correct height or not. So these are the pipes and sheets for truss making. So this is the truss and purlin making pipes. This is the initial stage of construction where the platform is being constructed. See, you can see here, lot of rods are above the platform. These are all waste. If it is around half feet, it is okay. Some places they cut extra, and then all these things we can monitor to cut down the cost of construction. So this is one stage of construction. See, even though we have leveled land, after taking water level, it is around 3 feet above. So there we have to go deeper, deeper into the hard soil to hold the pillar properly. This is our workforce. See, the workers from Andhra Pradesh actually building the sheds. This is, I call it as a human army. See, morning 5 o'clock they get up and they do continuously the work. And they all stay in these huts. And we have to provide them water for power, the bathrooms, everything for the staff. Initially, we will not be having any pipeline system anywhere because we don't know where exactly the shed comes, where exactly the plumbing work will start. So even if you plan also, that will change afterwards. So we should have a water tanker to supply water to the humans also, the workers also over there, and for the curing of the RCC concept. So this is the water tank. Before construction of sheds, if the water tank is ready, we can store water and we can start using it for curing of all the sheds which are under construction. And this is the workforce with concrete mixer. See, it all looks very shabby now. Once it is ready, it looks very good. So this is the press and purlin. All this press and purlin work and all, if you go to any high-end civil engineers, definitely they cannot design this. But there are certain fabricators who are doing this work in so many years, like in Davangere area, Karnataka, Mysore, Ballari, and Tanuku, Hyderabad. All those people, it is all set. They will tell, they calculate in fingertips. This much pipe will take this much weight, this much width, this much pipe, this is the size we need, all those things. They have to catch hold of any one of them. And then they will do on their own. So this is the cage fixing work is going on. So now they are fixing these tanks and they are painting before fixing the cages. They have to paint it properly. They are painting and they are doing it. So this is the cage material is being bent outside and made boxes, tape. Finally, they will take it and then fix it. So this is the one stage of cage fixing. Cage versions nowadays 18 inches by 18 inches and 19 to 23 inches. 23 inches in the front and 19 inches to back height. So width would be around 18 inches and depth would be around 18 inches. This is for two female birds. Male birds 24 inches by 23 inches height, 22 by 18 inches. So that is for males. So again, two males over there. Some people makes one bird cage. One bird cage if they make, the male cannot turn properly. He finds it difficult to turn towards feeder and all things. And it is of course for the collection of salmon also, it is very difficult to turn there. So better to have two bird cages. This is another stage of construction. All the sheets have been asbestos sheets are put on the top. And then you can see the road making, and JCB work will be continuous from the beginning till the end. The excavators should be there always, tractors and excavators. So this is another view of shed or the construction. This is all almost finished sheds. So this you can see the view. Earlier you saw a lot of bushes and then here and there piles. See, even we have to maintain water management also very important. Rainwater should go, should not stagnate, should not enter into the shade. So all those things are there. This is we have already placed the birds. Birds feeding time taken before the comfortably eating the food. So this is the farm gate. This gate is made out of all the 5 pieces which were left over in the farm when doing truss work. And then the mesh being used, the cage mesh, nail scale mesh we have used. All 100% material from there only. See, this is our labor quarters foundation. We make it as a column and some foundation with RCC only. We make because the soil will not be so good. So in order to avoid cracks and other things, so we make columns and then pillars, then we construct the labor quarters. So this is the view of labor quarters. See, this is the room first entry only, bathroom cum toilet. Next is their room. Normally they eat in the canteen. Nowadays all the farms they expect canteen, or even if they cook also they go for gas cooking, not the firewood cooking. So room should be here. The inside the room is 12 by 12 I have made, and outside one veranda and one bathroom from toilet. So comfortably they can live here. So this is another view of this same supervisory quarters also will be there. For supervisory quarters, one room extra will be there. That is at the end you can see near the tree. So that is in a little elevated, and then it has got one bedroom, separate bedroom also compared to this. So this is the utility area. Utility means we require this. See, from outside, a vehicle will not come inside. Outside also kept some place where the vehicle will come and unload the feed and go like that. From this door, we take the feed out. So first we have one visitor's room, then office room, then inside one RCC room is there. That is cool room. Cool room we have. Next to that, there will be egg boxes and egg trays storage room. Next to that is feed storage room. Then of course generator room, power room, and other. So this is the another view of our workers' quarters. That is that side on a little elevated place is the supervisory and manager residential places where we have separate bedroom and kitchen and whatever the facilities are. That's all 25 by 30 square feet area. So this is the for bathroom, then toilet and all should go to, we made a pit, so soap pit, this is called soap pit. And at the same way, we have to make one more very, very big, deeper pit for disposal of wastage eggs and all. That is another place, another place. And at the same time, we should have one water sump tank also. Of course, this is new only. I used to drive tractor sometimes when I go there just to feel the hardness of the work. See, this is I can give you item wise construction. What are the main inputs we have invested? People say 100 rupees per bird, this one 100 for 200 rupees per kg, something like this. What are the things involved? I will tell you. Land leveling and preparation of land, that is up to the end. To the end means ready to place the birds till that level. So land has to be leveled either by manually or by excavators and everything. That will cost around to 33 rupees per bird. So people say only RCC work and then cages. They will imagine only to see the other investment involved. So 33, that is almost 2.6% of the project cost is only for leveling, land leveling and land preparation. Of course, here it has got some drainage system also, rainwater to do rainwater also, pipe system also, and small culverts also in between the sheds. And foundation experience. See, for foundation 3 by 3 by 3 feet we have to make. Everybody ignore all those expenditures. They say it's a small expenditure, leave it. See, it will cost around 5 rupees per bird. 5 rupees per bird. So that is almost 0.4% of the production cost. And then whole building steel means to construct all the steel which we require for platform, for columns, for beams, and even for quarters also. See, building steel itself is 117 rupees per bird will cost. And then building materials like sand, jelly, cement, concrete blocks, and other small items, they will all require 195 rupees per bird. And then the labor work we have to do, like per square feet or per CFP distance, for the workers I have seen you, I have shown you in photographs, they are all staying in small house. So for them, I have paid 160 rupees per bird. That is almost 13%. Only the labor, no material. Material is 193 rupees labor. And then asbestos roof will cost around 62 rupees per ton. Asbestos roof systems are all quarters, field gold, whatever the infrastructure is required for all that, including sheds, which is just 62 rupees per bird. That is again 5% of the total cost. And then truss and purlin and fabrication. This requires 105 rupees. That is a different size of pipes. Some MD calculations we make. Truss one side will be there, purlin one side will be there, and then zigzag will be one side there. That will cost you around 105 rupees per bird. And then to protect sheds from outside birds, and we need to have chain link mesh. That is chain link mesh for both compound also, land compound also, and then shed sides, and then between ends and everywhere. Wherever we use chain link mesh in order to avoid wild birds from outside to inside the shed. So that will cost you around 40 rupees per bird. That is around 3.2% of the total cost. And then major expenditure is cages. Again, this cages depends on so many sizes. See now, only around 18 inches depth and 18 inches width, and the height also more than normal. So that will cost, including males, everything will cost you around 350 rupees per female. The males also put it on female, so that it will cost around 350 rupees per bird. And then the next part is electrification. Electrification again, there are two types of electrification. One is external. External means from Descom payment, and then from there the line we have to build and install our own transformer and any other related equipment, board, everything. And then next is internal electrification for lighting, mainly lighting electrification, wires, cable, the volts, bulbs, everything will cost you around 92 rupees per bird. So, if you ask any normal person, they will neglect all these. They will take cages and accessory work. And this is all more than half of the cost of construction is involved. So, and then diesel. See, diesel while construction of the tractor, we need diesel. Welding generators will need diesel. Concrete mixer will need diesel. That itself will cost around 6 rupees per ton. And then the miscellaneous expenditures. Miscellaneous expenditures means you should have some labors over there for curing of the shed and taking material here and there, shifting of material, and then digging up so many places, and then security and food for them, those who are staying there, for them the food, the security, all will cost around 40 rupees per bird. And then another one is borewells, water pipeline system from water tank, borewell to the water tank, from water tank to all the sheds, and then labor quarters area, and the canteen area, everywhere pipelines will need that. Including borewells, that will cost you around 50 rupees per bird. So that is again 2.4%. Altogether, per bird, you need to spend 1,235 rupees. This is I have spent so far. It may vary again because my sheds are around above platform 12 feet height. And then bottom also minimum 6 feet I have kept. Minimum there the land is very higher land. There 6 feet high, because my height is 6 feet, I want to go inside it. So at the same time, another end of the shed may be around 10 feet, 9 feet, like this. There itself, if it is very level land, of course, very marginally we can save something. Next, after everything is done, I'm sitting comfortably. Even the tree also sprouting out there. Okay, stop. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nallappa. I think now I have one small question for you. Since you have done great work in broiler farming, since we have some time, you can tell some tips on how a real broiler farmer can benefit himself for the initial management.
See, broiler farmers nowadays, of course, because of this larger integrators, where integrators So integrate all the costs involved, like this hatching egg price, this feed cost, everything. So each cost of production is definitely smaller or lesser than any individual farmer. So for example, now the hatcheryman can produce hatching at 16 to 18 rupees per egg. So his chick cost will be around 22 rupees. Around 22 or 23 rupees chick cost. But whereas farmer has to buy around 50 rupees and buy the chick. And because integrator buy bulk all the materials, maize and medicines, this feed cost will be definitely 1 rupee less than the person who is purchased. So all put together, an integrator can produce a chicken at 70-75 rupees per kilo. The farmer has to invest around 80 rupees or more than 80 rupees to produce per kilo. Initial stage, all the broiler farmers, what I suggest, let them go for integration. The definite income will be there. Definitely there will be definite income. Unless he has got his own marketing system, his own outlets, whatever he produces, he has to sell his own outlets, then only he can survive to some extent. Otherwise, it is very, very difficult. Luckily, if he is lucky, he can get good price at least once in a year. Otherwise, he is unlucky, that time his birds are not there, he will not get price. So it is better to go for join the companies and go for integration. So that like a government pension, you get definitely some money. So what is your tips? Good afternoon, Manickam ji.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. I think we will not take a break. There are a lot of network issues. We will just proceed with your presentation so that we can wrap up early. So kindly bear with us, the participants and the people who are watching in Facebook. So let me introduce Mr. Manickam. He is a wonderful gentleman from Mysore. He belongs to Tamil Nadu. His whole family is now involved in modern layer business. So without wasting time, let me call upon Manickam to proceed further. Over to Manickam.
Is also joining.
Yeah, please. Both Santosh and your son is also joining, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. You can start. You can start the presentation.
Okay.
You can share the screen.
So, 1985, our partnership was dissolved. My family, my grandfather was against doing the poultry. He said he's ashamed of me doing poultry after doing engineering. So my father gave me 10,000. That's my initial investment. With 10,000, we started in Mysore. So every
we can hear you. Please go.
Places seeing all the poultry farm poultry, there are a lot of problems. Yeah, you can hear me now?
Yeah, we are hearing you.
Okay. Poultry is very important. Okay, poultry is very important to India. It consumes a major portion of our agriculture, food grain and residue material. And it consumes about 12 million tons of maize also. It's a major source of income for farmers. Karnataka is one of the major producers of poultry industry. It generates employment to 70 lakh people, with the majority being in rural areas. It's provides cheap source of protein to the masses. challenge in poultry. What we have noticed was everywhere where we visited, there was a fly and smell issues. So the fly smell, we wanted to avoid that. That's why we have gone for all automation. And a lot of disease also in the old type poultry farms. And sometimes we found that the wet price was low, and sometimes the feed cost of material was high. So typical Indian house, you can see the picture here. This is a typical Indian poultry house. So this is new technology. It's more hygienic and efficient, and it gives a better productivity. We have visited Germany and Netherlands to see the cages. There we have seen this kind of cages. So we thought we'll go for automated cages. We have visited Japan also. There also we have seen some automated cages. Then we decided to go for open house battery cages in Mysore. So we tied up with the Hellman cages and put automated cages here in Mysore. This what we have seen in Netherlands, this is a type of cages they are using. Volume. See, this is a fully automated packaging unit there. This is the type of cages they're using. It may not be viable in India, but you should know how the industry is progressing elsewhere. It may be useful to us also. In future, we may have this kind of machines in India. So the reason for slow adoption of new technologies, cost factors seem exorbitant. It costs about more than 800 rupees per bird, 800 to 1000 rupees. So that is that's the reason the people don't adopt it very fast. And the local companies are offering lack of local companies offering quality engineering solutions. So we have bought cages from Hellman Industry, the quality, and we have bought local sourced local company product also. You can see the difference. After 7-8 years, we never had any problem with Hellman cages, but the local companies having a lot of issues now. And also here it's unreliable power supply. Rural areas, you don't get, we get only 3-hour power supply. And the lack of awareness and knowledge also. People without knowledge, they start the battery cages. You'll have to, anybody comes to our farm, I always tell them to go for training in CPDO. So without any knowledge, people enter the poultry business. And there is lack of government guidelines also. There is no proper guideline from the government. So people do whatever they want it, not properly. They don't implement the this one project properly. This a battery cage in some foreign countries. We also have the same type of cages here in Mysore. So there is less wastage of feed here and less water. Here the productivity is more, and And we can save about 5 grams per day from these cages. And the mortality rate also it's very less. And there's a reduced risk of diseases also. An open house for 30,000 can hold 1 lakh birds in modern cages. And the area also could be reduced to 70%. This are modern cages. And when you visit this, the bird produces about 148 gram per bird per day. And this is 23% dry matter and 77% water. We produce huge quantity of manure every day, and the wet manure attract a lot of flies. Everywhere we visited, this India, the flies are the biggest problem. Flies and smell is the biggest problem. So we have visited Japan recently. I mean, about 2-3 years back, we visited Japan. There, it's mandatory to have a manure composting plant compulsory before starting the poultry. They have do the composting plant before starting the poultry. It's government is very strict about it. You cannot have a poultry without a composting unit. So it's the cost is very high. I think government should support us doing that. Only Magesh, you can help us doing that. We are ready to do it. The cost is very high.
Definitely, we'll try.
Yeah, the government is giving some subsidy. We can adopt it because the new technology we cannot do it on our own.
Yeah. So nowadays, you can see even animal husbandry infrastructure fund has come. Yesterday we were showing in the presentation that online people can apply. Animal health infrastructure fund, the 15,000 crore issue. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. Okay. This is type of shed we have seen in coastal area, coastal Andhra Pradesh. Okay. And what happens if there are a lot of flies? See, it happened in many farms. See, many farms, people have attacked the farms and taken the birds. It happens if you have a lot of flies and smell. See, this one farm, villagers came and attacked and taken the birds. This about 4-5 years back, it happened in near Bangalore somewhere. So we want to have a clean farm actually. See, if there are flies and smell, this is what happens. Okay. See, the modern video. Those battery cages have this type of manure removal system. You can take the manure out anywhere you want. You can put it. You can remove it and take it out of the premises, so you will not have fly and smell. Recently, in our breeder farm, we got a notice from Panchayat telling that we have got a lot of flies in the. The village, there are a lot of flies. About 2 kilometers away from our farm, but they said there are a lot of flies in the village. So I asked them to come to visit our farm. So when they came, they could not find much flies. I told them to keep the village clean first. So whenever they see flies, they say it's from poultry farm only. See, this is one we have seen in Japan.
Manickam ji, आपका नेटवर्क चले गए? Mr. Manickam, can you hear me?
Hello, Magesh. Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead. There was some network issue.
I'm
Huge
audible?
rain. Huge rain. Don't
Okay.
worry. Please,
Okay.
you're back.
See, in the automated latest cages, you can one man can look after 7,005 birds. Old conventional cages, automated sheds, one man can look after 30 to 40,000 birds. And eggs can be transferred to the package room automatically. So this unit we have seen in somewhere in Netherlands. This automated packing, it does everything. It's packing, I mean, cleaning, grading, packing, everything is done there. So the modern cages have better productive laying. The chain feeding system provides uniform distribution of feed particles, allow the bird to consume balanced diet. And you can collect the egg frequently, so there is less damage. And every day the manure is removed, so you have less fly and less smell. Negative points is higher capital cost, and you need 24-hour power supply. And you need increased power supply also. New technology for India, scarcity of local expertise and manpower to operate these farms. You don't have the skilled people to operate all these farms. Automation by itself will not help in success. Recently, somebody in Mysore have started an automated farm in near the nearby village without knowing anything. See, he sheds not even 1 year, it's for sale. They are closing the farm. He has started the farm without any knowledge. So this is a condition now. He is going to sell it. He is trying to sell it. He has invested huge money and he has incurred heavy loss because he has no idea what is poultry. And we are going for branding also, branding of its value addition. We are marketing Sampurna, its egg nest, Sampurna, value eggs, all that in Big Bazaar, all these places. Here we don't get that much government support. When you introduce new technology, we need a government support, but we are not getting it. Actually, when we went for technology upgradation, the NABARD promised to give us some incentive and subsidy, but they have not done it. After giving application, everything, it was rejected on some ground, flimsy ground. So when you bring in new technology, it costs a lot of money, but the individual entrepreneur cannot really support that kind of venture. So government should help the entrepreneur to implement the new project with the new technology. And there are a lot of NGOs and vegetarian activists, they are opposed to our poultry. So that also, I think we'll have to tackle that. That's another problem. They always go to court for some reason or other. They say the cage is not good. They say open house is better. But actually, we have visited some open house farms in Europe. That is not compared to our cage layer. It's I say it's very more dirtier than this one. And when I went inside and came back, I felt sick next day. Actually, it was so dead. I mean, so polluted inside. So our cages are much better actually for hygiene point of view. Our next, before this, I want to say something about advice to the young entrepreneurs. And what I want is they without adequate finance don't start the project, because a lot of people they enter the poultry with less finance and got stuck halfway. And the bank also they always try to give if you ask for 1 crore they'll give you 80 lakhs, 60 lakhs, all that. Unless you have your own finance, good finance, don't enter the poultry. Or I can advise them, the new entrepreneurs, they can take some shed for rent and learn the experience, get the expertise, then they can start their own farm. Instead of doing their own in the beginning, they can hire the farm and go for gain some expertise, then start the farm. Because a lot of people start the farm 1 or 2 years, they'll close it because they don't know what, they don't know the fine points of poultry running. Then you need to have a family support also. In my family, everybody is involved in poultry, so I say that's one reason I'm successful. And bank also they try to warm twist you and accept less finance. That's very bad for the industry. They should either adequate finance the project, or they can they need not, they'll have to give the full to support the poultry. And for modern poultry need modern management technique. My son is was working in Goldman Sachs. He resigned the job and has come back to to join our business, family business. He's the last 4 or 5 years he is involved in our business. We have gone for now from layer to breeder hatchery we have started. So he'll tell you how to manage it properly.
Okay, hello everyone. Thanks Dr. Mahesh for giving us this opportunity to tell everyone what we have been doing. So my father, he started the farm from a very small level of like a few thousand birds and reasonably scaled farm. Like we run a 2 lakh layer operation, and we have just started a breeder operation as well. So with the hatchery integration, which is new to us. So one thing is, like when my father started the business, they were very hands-on. They could be at all over the last few years is hiring the right people is key to our business. As many of the larger companies like Dr. Arun, everyone who gave presentation, they told us how important people are. But from a family, most family businesses, small family businesses don't realize that. But over the last few years, we have realized that people are key. Generally, I found that most of our neighboring farms, they haggle with their supervisor for a salary of few thousand rupees. But in the long run, hiring the wrong people can cost you in lakhs or crores. So hiring the right people by incentivizing them, giving better salary, better facility is the least of your expense. And one thing we have done at Mega Farm is, volume is very important. We need to build volume, but in our case, we are not. We have grown to a reasonable volume, but we haven't expanded very rapidly. But instead, we have, I think, probably concentrated more on quality and value addition. For example, like everyone in our local area and all our customers know, we never use antibiotic in our feed. We even supply our eggs to egg powdering plant, and I'm proud to say we are probably one of their best suppliers in terms of all the quality parameters. So we have maintained that name where, like, they know, like if someone needs quality eggs in our region, the Mega Farm is one of their first calls. So even in the worst of times, we have never found it difficult to sell our eggs, and we always sell our eggs and all our poultry products at a slight premium compared to other producers. And even when it comes to, we have adopted a lot of modern technologies. I find that a lot of farms have issues with their neighboring villages, with the panchayats, everything. But we have never faced any such major issues till date. So our relationship with the local villagers, everything is very good. I think that is very key to running a farm successfully for a long time, because most of your investment in farms goes for like 20 years, 30 years. So if we try to cut cost by kind of lowering feed quality, everything, then the result is you get wet litter, which results in more fly, more smell issue, and no neighbors or no villagers of yours are going to tolerate that anymore. So I think we need to be quite ethical. Maybe we might need to spend a bit more money, but I think for the long run, long success, we need to run farms which are very clean and hygienic. And the industry has grown, like from a backyard operation, I think the industry has grown quite well. I think now most of the operations are very modern. They use technology, everything. But one thing the poultry industry is still lacking is using data to make decisions. And that's particularly the case when it comes to family-run businesses, because family-run businesses generally have everything under their eyes. They can see what's happening. But today, like data is very important. Even, for example, if you go online, for example, when my wife was pregnant, when we started browsing online, we suddenly would see advertisements for baby products. So technology has got so ahead that companies are using data to target advertisements. Who was the supervisor who loaded the truck, who was the supervisor driver who drove the truck, who was the customer, and who was the driver of the customer who came to pick the eggs. So over a large amount of time, we had so much of data that we were able to develop patterns, we were able to analyze the patterns, and in some cases we found that a particular shed, a particular supervisor, and a particular driver of a particular customer would always mean slightly more breakage, maybe like 0.5% more breakage. So then we found there was some misuse happening. So even without actually being at the farm, just looking at the data, we were able to stop certain pilferage and get rid of certain people who were not right for the business. So all these kind of minute decisions cannot be done in your kind of traditional management. So I would say that data is very important, that data collection at every point in business, and then acting on that data and having systems to analyze that data is very critical for success, because our margins are quite thin, and every paisa and every bit of efficiency in poultry operation helps. So thanks everyone. If there's any questions, we can answer that for you.
Thank you, Magesh, for
Thank
giving
you so much to both of you. You can stop screen sharing so that we can see each other. And
yeah.
then,
hello, Magesh. Thanks for giving the opportunity.
It's a pleasure having both of you, successful future, trendsetters for India. I would say that is the thing. Really congratulations for you and joining as a family business and taking it to future forward. So, what is your take on egg liquid, egg powder, or can you think? Can you dream something, because you are a dreamer and you want to achieve? I want to see egg in a shampoo kind of a sachet.
I think there is definitely scope for that. Actually, we are supplying eggs to some of the egg powdering plant, and I think Obel and SKM we are supplied. And for example, SKM was selling liquid eggs to bakeries in India. And at one point, we were also selling eggs to one of the suppliers of Britannia. They were making cake and they were breaking lakhs of eggs every day. So we were one of the main suppliers to them. And once I visited their factory, and I was really surprised. I expected like Britannia cakes to be what you see on TV, is like a very modern production line with everything on conveyor belt, everything. But when I went there, I saw two people holding trays and breaking eggs with all shells falling down and everything. And that actually, I was really surprised. I thought at the levels of Britannia, it needs to be very different. I thought they will be having a very hygienic, like a machine which will be breaking eggs, everything. That wasn't the case. So I think in India, I think it's more of regulation. People actually hate regulations in India. Particularly poultry industry doesn't like regulation. They say, no, we should not be regulated. But I think that's a wrong way to think. Even for our own growth, I think we need regulation. I think there needs to be like basic regulation on which says like if you're a food processing industry, you cannot just break eggs like that. You need to use liquid egg which comes from a certified factory. So I think there's a big scope for this, but I think the push needs to be from the regulatory side to force people to be more hygienic, force industries to be more hygienic. But in terms of convenience, I think SKM is already doing egg cubes. So I think one more thing is Indians traditionally want everything fresh. Even when we buy chicken, we want to see the live birds. I think this has got to do with trust, because once everything is processed, we think something hanky-panky has happened in the background. Maybe the bird was dead, maybe the egg was rotten. So I think one of the main reasons probably consumers are a bit wary of all these packed things are they don't trust the supplier. So I think we need to build that trust, and once that happens, I think consumers will be more than happy to use egg from a carton than break raw eggs.
Yeah, actually, Magesh, recently we wanted to pasteurize egg and supply to local bakeries. So we approached the CPDO&TI for they have any technology for pasteurization. Okay. I'm sorry to say that such a big institute, they've got a separate department for chicken, poultry, but they don't know how to pasteurize eggs. So, really, I was felt bad.
I wouldn't blame them, but I think they suggested they get
so much bureaucratic this and there.
But I think all this will happen if there's more regulation forcing people or industry to be more hygienic.
No, I was actually, good points which you mentioned. I was actually putting into a different perspective. See, in India, we are very price sensitive. Suppose, if you can give me egg at 2 rupees sachet, a small sachet, maybe half egg or even 5 rupees, for example, 5 rupees sachet, half egg. But there will be huge volume. Suppose, if you see Hindustan Liver, when it came out with a large packing of shampoo, it didn't move. They came out with a 1 rupee shampoo and the volume skyrocketed. See, my idea is we should think of something like, chicken lace chips. I'm just dreaming, can we really flake it into a small chips kind of a thing? The dried chicken, meat. And can we think of egg powder in a sachet?
We have a future plan, actually.
We should work on that.
Actually, we want to do liquid eggs for bakeries because it makes more sense.
No, volume is okay. I'm not considered about the packing. See, now egg liquid is available 100 ml, 200 ml, 5 liter, 25 liter. So my dream is a little different. Can we give a small sachet? That means one omelette making egg. One omelette making egg, whether it is powder or a liquid. So that will be a game changer. So that will be a game changer as far as I consider. Then what is your take on egg grading? Do you think that egg grading should come to India? Because in all other countries we have graded eggs. We have A, B, C, D, E. What is your take? We are a number country. We are only worried about numbers. But what is your take on egg grading?
Actually, I came further to visit Japan to buy one machine actually about 3-4 years back. It was costing us 2 crore rupees for grading and packing. But such a huge
investment is huge.
This is 148 gram manure. That's because
water.
He hasn't included water in it. Like the bird consumes 120 gram feed and almost consumes quarter liter, 250 ml of water a day.
Good. Today, Manickam ji, it is like, we are fighting playing a cricket match with rain on off. Now we network off the game. It is like a cricket match because huge rain is happening outside.
Okay.
We are facing little trouble, but anyway, we are pulling it out. See,
somebody has put a question.
Never give up. I shall never give up. I shall never look back. That will be the policy of a system which we are following. Thank you so much for your time.
One thing, there is one question. Magesh, somebody has asked us whether 120 grams, the bird eats 120 gram and produces 148 gram per bird manure every day.
Yeah, you can reply.
That answer is it drinks about 250 ml water. Every bird consumes 120 gram feed and a quarter liter water. So the manure output is very high. Only if you dry it will be less.
There is Vikas Sethi who is asking about broiler. So what
Okay.
the issue is, now since because of Corona, the demand, the supply constraints happened. We don't have birds, so birds cannot be immediately produced. That's why it will take some time to match the demand. So now we are under supply regression. There is a contraction in the economy. Similarly, the supply contraction is happening. Mr. Manjunath, are you ready?
Okay.
We'll just go to Mr. Manjunath. Thank you, Manickam ji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Hello,
both of you. So please
Thank
be
you.
with us.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Manju, you still driving? Still driving?
Can you hear me, doctor?
Yeah, I can hear you. You want to stop and present? You want to go ahead with mobile only, or what? How do you want to do that? Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me, doctor, now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you stop?
Yeah, doctor, I can.
Yeah. Let me introduce Mr. Manjunath, who is held up in some rain. That's why he is not able to reach the destiny. Because we want to maintain the time. We requested him to join from car itself. So he's in the traffic, but
Okay.
he will make you happy, giving a perspective of happy and eggs. Over to Manjunath.
Yeah. Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So it's always a pleasure to join you in your gatherings. So I think I'm always given the last slot. So in a way that it gives me an encouragement that that we are the beginners of the next system of poultry. So yeah, so in that sense, yes. So I'm Manjunath, the founder of Happy Hens. For people who don't know me, we have been into free-range poultry farm from since 2010. To give you a story about how we started, I cannot miss saying that CPDO has played an important role in uh, starting a free range farm. Not from and we decided that we do free range farm for 2-3 aspects. That coming from an animal welfare background, and coming from an agriculture family, we always had backyard poultry. I think the promoters of the mega farms in the previous conversation was telling that we have technologically advanced from backyard poultry to very systemized systems of poultry. So yes, so we are in the other end of the spectrum. So where we are just taken the back route and reviving the backyard poultry in a more systemized way. So I think the aim for everyone is to ensure a sustainable poultry farm practice and giving healthy food to the market. So the destination is same. I think only the approach and the roads are different. So that's how I put Happy Hens on this poultry platform. So I'm sure a lot of people are from the regular industry. So here to give a short roadmap about Happy Hens, starting from 2010 with no poultry background, like Dr. Mahesh already introduced. I'm coming from a textile background. The thought came in a very simple. I think we decided starting Happy Hens farm in 10 minutes. So me and my friends were just discussing and said, okay, we are starting a free range farm, and that's how it started. So the first step was towards getting a poultry training at CPDO, and then identifying the right breed. And then that's when we started off with Kaveri breed from CPDO. So the whole cycle of starting a free range farm did not really was the end of it. So for us, we were clear in our focus. So if you split the entire 10 years, I would say the first 3 years went into developing this correct system for free range. We are still not an expertise there, but I think we have decently enough developed a system for a sustainable free range farm and a successful free range farm. And the second aspect was not everyone, when we take the product to the market, I'm sure people are more focused towards, I mean, not everyone may be really wanting to know about the human aspect, but they are really concerned about the nutritional aspect and the health benefits of an egg. So we started to focus on the nutrition aspect. with simple things like getting a feed from antibiotic and free from other synthetic supplements. How could we have an alternate organic supplement towards reaching the nutritional aspect? And then fortifying the eggs. So I think today it's quite common in the market that you find omega-3 enriched eggs. So we were also one of the, I think it's been about 6 years, we introduced free range eggs with omega-3 enrichment. The third aspect what we focused on, or I would say the most close to our heart values for Happy Hens, is about social impact. So why not, when over the, I mean, started integrating with the farmers, where we, from what we learned over the few years, we developed the system and transferred the systems and the SOPs to the farmers. And then the feed is supplied by us. And then we buy back these eggs and we sell them in the retail markets across 6 cities right now in India. So this, our farm is in Trichy, and our integrated farmers are then in and around Perambulur districts of Tamil Nadu. And we are headquartered out of Bangalore in Sanjay Nagar. So the more, I think with respect to today's meeting, I think we are more in focusing towards branding. So yes, branding Happy Hens and branding a free range egg in the market, when when the eggs in the market are still sold for about, I mean, in 2010, it was still sold about 3 rupees 50 paisa to 4 rupees. Whereas today we are selling our egg at a retail price of about 25 rupees an egg. So the journey has not been so easy. I mean, I don't take pride in saying that, oh, I'm selling an egg for 25 rupees, but today the cost of the egg itself is too expensive, for simple reason, like, either help from the company, I mean, from the banks, or any kind of subsidies are not available, which I'm sure, which even the large industry people like you all are not getting. I'm sure they will not even look at the small players like us. So that has added into the cost of the product. But what has really made us successful is in towards branding the product. So we have taken a very creative way, or not so common path in creating our brand. So we have not spent too much on TV ads, obviously, because we are not, we cannot afford to, do large, I mean, the common mainstream ad agencies. So we have started off from simple, promoting a product in the small farmers market to events and direct, communication with the customers, and having a very well informed website, and being very transparent in terms of our operations has really helped us in, building the brand. So beyond that, like over the years right now, we have also approached a lot of corporates and a lot of people who have helped us in developing the, I would say the creating awareness is the key. It's not about cost of the egg, but today the whole value proposition of a free range egg has to reach the consumer. So we spend a lot of time in really telling what the farm looks like, so we encourage all our, either it's a consumer or a B2B partner. So we always encourage them to come and visit our farm and spend a day. If you see, like, we start from even the hotel management students. So the Christ University hotel management students make a visit to our farm yearly once with their students, and come spend a day with here, and then just by simple activities like harvesting the eggs and cooking the eggs over there, living with the birds, feeding the birds. And we also tell them why is it important for a bird to live in a free range environment. So things like this has actually helped us to build a brand. So apart from this, I think in the recent past, since there are a lot of scope in the market, and I see a lot of brands coming for the free range market, then we and we introduced a product. I was not sure whether people would buy a 75 rupees packed egg, a pack of 6 at 75 rupees. So the promoters of Mr. Babu from Nilgiris said, I'm happy to give you a small space in the shelf. You could try out the product. So that's how we started off. And then we were initially with only about 4 stores for entire 1 year. We were only supplying to 4 stores. So that's when we realized today the market has got a huge potential for free range farms. There is no doubt about it, because from what we were producing about 300 eggs, and not even 300, I think 100 eggs a day in 2010. And today when we are producing about 9,000 odd eggs per day, I think that itself is a proof that, the market has evolved and matured enough to choose for ethical food. So there are a couple of reasons why, the people choose. I mean, that is very evident in the in not only in the poultry industry, but every other industry. Like I would say, even in the film industry, if we've seen the last few years, people put a disclaimer in the credits saying that there was no animals ill-treated or abused in this making of this film, or even starting to say that the amount of attention that our street dogs get in our own Bangalore city. So, and the kind of, even I would say, vegan shake in Coffee Day was available only in one store way back in 2012. But today, in every even smallest coffee shop has got an option of vegan milkshake. So all these are very evident. Or even our education systems in schools, where the young next generation are taught about not to have pets. Like, it was very common for me when I was a kid to have a parakeet at home. But today, my own daughters are saying that, I don't want to have a parrot at home because they are supposed to be flying free in the nature. So this is what is very evident, that our future market is going to be very, very conscious about the source of the food. Like the previous speaker very nicely said about the hygiene standards. I completely agree. Hygiene plays a very, very important role, especially in the current
The video is gone, Manju.
scenario of
your video is gone.
Especially in the current scenario of, and where chefs have been treated almost like a Bollywood star or Hollywood star, also played a key role in building our brand, because we partner with these chefs and make the end consumer justify that, why chicken should live in a free range environment, and how important is for an ecosystem like what we are trying to build is important for the future market. Dr. Mahesh?
I'm with you.
Yeah, doctor. Anything else specific that you want me to touch?
I think it's very, very nice of you. Even you are stuck in a traffic and you could manage in the car. Very nice.
Yeah, thanks,
Doctor.
Thanks.
A couple of questions. One question is,
doctor.
The space requirement for free range chicken? That's what
the basic requirement.
Space requirement.
The basic requirement. Space requirement. Doctor, actually, it is very, for me, always I felt, because my hometown is very close to Namakkal, and I've been seeing the layer cages. The space requirement or the whole running of free range environment is much, much simplified than running a battery cage farming. So to be very specific, 1 acre of 1 acre of land can accommodate 1,000 birds, which is about 44 square feet of range area per bird. And in-house is about 3. This is implemented system. Yeah, I'm going to repeat how much space is required. 44 square feet per bird in the range area, and 3 square feet per bird in the housing system. That is the space requirement for free range.
The other question they're asking is, what is the feed you are giving for the birds?
So we are giving the regular layer feed. We are just ensuring that it is free from antibiotic. So apart from that, we give a lot of herbs which is induced into the feed itself. And for the omega enrichment, again, we have a fortification supplement that we add. We ensure that the range area is maintained green at least to about 8 to 10 months in a year, leaving the peak summer when there is short of water. So we grow different types of legumes depending upon the region. And we definitely encourage large trees like moringa or papaya, and these kind of things we encourage within the range area. So we do not feed them with the vegetables or something that is available in the market. Anything that is to be fed to the chicken has to be grown or should come from an organic source in terms of grease. Otherwise, it is a regular poultry layer feed is what we give them.
And our other panelist,
But the
Manickam,
requirement is a little different.
Manickam is asking, what is the cost of production?
How do you do
for
medication and vaccination?
The cost of production.
Dr. Manickam, the cost of production today for my farmer is about 6 rupees to 6 rupees 50 paisa, depending upon their management skills. Today, I can very boldly say that my farmers are earning about 1 rupee 50 paisa minimum to up to 2 rupees an egg. And we also have a minimum and a maximum size of a farmer. We do not right now work with any large format farmers because we strongly believe free range farm should be in a size that is manageable by a husband and a wife. So today, all my farms are in the size of minimum 1,000 birds to maximum 2,000 birds.
So you can address on medication and vaccination. Are you doing any?
It's a regular, yeah, we are doing. See, the people get often confused that an organic farming standard should not allow vaccination. No, that is a very wrong perspective. Though we do not claim ourselves organic, even we have studied organic standards in the European and the Australian market. They do regular vaccination, no problem. Even antibiotic is allowed. Only the non-therapeutic antibiotic is strictly not allowed. Even for like, just in case like a human being, like if our kids are not keeping well, of course, under the supervision and prescription of a good doctor, we do give antibiotic. But we just try to avoid it by a good practiced systems and well advanced systems. So as in precautionary always works in any organic standards. In anything that has affected us, obviously we are dependent on allopathic medicine, but since the size of the farm also is maintained small and there is the stress level of the birds is very, very minimal, I would say that is the key factor in reducing the dependency of medicine in poultry, in a free range poultry systems.
Thank you, Manjunath. I would request everybody to come on video.
Thank you,
Mr.
Doctor.
Arun Rai,
Thank you so much.
Mr. Arun Rai, Mr. Manickam, you can come on video so that I just want to conclude the day. Arun Rai is back. If Manickam can join, it will be nice. So nice of you. Today, it was like a day where we could create a concept called Entrepreneurs Day, and we become an entrepreneur in between. It was like playing a cricket, raining on and off, network going and coming, and we are struggling. So anyway, we followed your spirit of never give up. So that is the spirit, we followed it up and we could pull through the day. The day has been very nice. I hope you're all with me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Manjunath? Can you hear me? Sorry for the interruption. This is what is happening. I think now you are all listening to me.
Yes, you're audible, Doctor. You're audible.
Thank you so much. And I think we were gambling with 2-3 networks. Suddenly, Bangalore, some network problem has come. Anyway, you are all being heard. That was the good news for me. Is your network was not problem. That's why Zoom could take cloud, and it was in cloud technology. Everybody was listening except us, and even it was live. So that is an advantage of technology. I really thank our speakers, panelists here. So starting from Dr. Atul Latkar, Dr. Arun Rai, and then Mr. Varun, Dr. Nallappa, then Mr. Manjunath, and Manickam and his son. It's really heartening to listen to your inspirational stories. So everybody batted well. Hope that we will catch many more entrepreneurs for the next Entrepreneurs Day in the coming months. So you are an inspiration. So you are the beginners for our team now. We in Government of India want to just establish a platform. So this platform is like an open platform. Anybody can listen. Anybody can see. The decision is yours. As Dr. Arun Rai mentioned, your soul should be clean. Your concept should be clean. Welcome, Manickam ji. So I take this opportunity to thank you all. Final comments from Dr. Arun Rai. You want to give any comments?
No, doctor.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can mention any one word.
No. In fact, it's a nice platform. We can also express our views. It may be inspirational. I'm sure it may be inspirational to the young entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Any word from Manickam ji?
I ask always, a lot of people come and visit my farm asking, they say they want to start a automated farm without knowing anything. They say, I've got 200 feet length, 50 feet width shed. I want to put automated farm. I always tell them, go to see the CPDO and get some training. So, learn basic things to start a farm. People should know. They should know about the business without knowing. Simply they have money, they want to start a poultry farm. I think they should learn the business, then start the farm.
Knowledge is important.
Yeah, knowledge is the key. Yeah.
Manjunath, any comments?
Yeah, Doctor, I would one request, because today I was just mentioning that for certification we had to go all the way to the US. So I would really request you to take some initiative there, where the Government of India could recognize the free range as a standard and make this in a bigger, so it can benefit a lot of small time farmers as well.
We will work on that, Manjunath. We will work on that.
And I really, So you have always been a visionary. So I'm sure you will make this happen and encourage more farmers like us. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Doctor.
Thank you all. It's your support and it's your inspiration. Thank you all. Namaste.
Thank you so much.
Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka. Thank you.
Thank you.